Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and my beautiful bride, Dee Taylor-Jolley, and we want to welcome you to Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, the broadcast. And we are hopeful that you...
On A Jolly Marriage.
A Jolly Marriage. This is our book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. And we are grateful for all of you who are joining us from wherever you're joining us all over the world, around the world. We want to thank you for coming. We want to thank you for joining. And we want to thank you for being part of this. We are ready and excited about you all. And we're excited about your sharing this jolly marriage with Lottie Dottie and everybody. As you know, we've changed sites. We are now broadcasting from the new A Jolly Marriage social media handle sites, both with Instagram Live, hey to everybody Instagram, and also to everybody with Facebook Live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are glad you're here. So I'm going to start with a great, wonderful video we got from my man Griff on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. He's the co-host with her, and I am honored to be on the Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell show every day, Monday through Friday at 8:20 a.m. Here's a nice message from Griff.
Dr. Willie Jolley is Griffin TJ. We just wanted to say happy anniversary. Come on, no fights, no nothing. TJ ain't even my spouse. I fight with her every week. Y'all have a happy anniversary. Love to the missus. Have an amazing day. Love you, man.
Isn't that nice? Thank you, Griff. Oh, man, that was so sweet of you and so nice of you and TJ. We love you guys, and thank you so much for your nice greeting on our anniversary. Okay, so we are up and about, and we're moving forward, and we got a special show today. We're talking about something special that happened today. It's a special day for us.
It happened today.
36 years ago. 36 years ago.
Which meant it was a Friday.
It was a Friday 36 years ago. And I went to visit my friend, lady friend. I won't call her my girlfriend because she wasn't a girlfriend. She was my lady friend in Hampton, Virginia, and asked her, could we go out for lunch? Let's go out to lunch. And she said, okay, we can go out to lunch. We went out to lunch, and I was able to talk in while we were on our way to lunch. Let's just stop by and check out the marriage possibility. I know you say you're not going to get married. You're not going to get married. I understand that. But let's just check out the possibilities for getting married if you ever change your mind. And she went along with it. And we stopped, and they said there was no need to get a, hey, Olympia, there was no need to get a blood test or 3-day wait. You just get a license. And I said, well, how long is the license good for? She said, the lady said, a year. I said, wouldn't it make sense we get a license? How much is it? $7. Wouldn't it make sense we get a license if you ever change
your mind? Get married for $7. It costs you $1 million to get unmarried.
That's true, but that ain't happening with us. No. So I got the license, and I said, well, what would you do next? She said, you go up to the Justice of the Peace, but he's always booked 3 or 4 weeks in book steady, and you got to get on the calendar docket, and it's always 3 or 4 weeks wait. I said, wouldn't it make sense we go up? She said, your dollar, your dime, we're going up, we go up, and I'm talking fast, and we get up to the Justice of the Peace office, and I say, hey, man, what would it happen if you wanted to get married, you had a license, and what would it take? I'm never down here on a Friday, what would it take? She said, you'd get your license, got it, you'd get in all of the paperwork, the fees paid, $7, and then you get on the docket for the Justice of the Peace. I said, yeah. She said, and that's always 3 to 4 weeks. I said, I understand. She said, but we just had a cancellation. And 15 minutes later, I was a married man. She didn't know what hit her.
Went to lunch.
And then we went to lunch. She did not know what hit her. The whirlwind hit her. It came like a whirlwind, came like a storm.
And it was the best decision. A whirlwind still.
A whirlwind still. So that's what we want to talk
The
about.
best decision.
36 years ago today. Thank you, Olympia. We are here with you tonight on our anniversary. We know we love you guys, and we love everybody. We want more happy marriages. We are grateful. We were talking about it today. We got a great marriage. You know, no drama zone, no drama, crazy stuff.
That's all because of me, by the way, in case anybody has a question about it.
I'll give you that because
you are filled with drama.
No, not drama. I'm filled with activity.
Okay.
Not drama.
I corrected. Right. You are filled with activity.
I got stuff going on all the time.
And I never know where you're headed.
And you never know what's coming down the pipe.
That's right.
Because there's always something new. A new idea, a new thought, a new book, a new project.
I have to be flexible. I have to be adaptable.
That's correct.
And I have to be prepared for any kind of surprise.
Yes.
And handle it.
That's right. So this is a special show tonight. We're talking about the anniversary and what we've learned in 36 years. 36 years.
So it's a take on principles from our book, but also just some particular situations that lead us to here's some other food for thought.
Yes.
We've really been together for 41 years.
Right. Because we dated for almost 5 years. No, 40 years. 40 years. And all those years I was asking her to marry me and she kept saying no, not gonna happen. Because I was a musician, I lived with my mama, you know. But I was a smart man because I got her to say yes. Okay, now look, before we go any further, today, because of our anniversary, we are offering my book at half price, our book at half price. And one person called today and bought 10. They bought 10. So I recommend. And
that was a church.
A church for the
couples
group.
That's a great idea.
Great idea. You ever want to get a deal? Today's the day to get a deal on Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. Get multiple copies. Give them my way. They are half price
until midnight.
Until midnight. Then they go back up to regular price. So do it. Don't wait. Don't delay. All right. Now let's get going. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Woo-wee. 36 years of marriage. What we've learned in 36 years of marriage, how important it is to talk to each other, to talk about the happy, the sad, the hurt feelings, to talk.
You know what I would say?
What's that?
More so than talk is to be nice.
Well, I was going to get to that too. That was next. Because you got, I was going to say talk to each other because we got to talk. Communication breaks up marriage. And then being nice to each other.
But communication is also not just the words, it's the body language, it's everything. And being nice.
But we're nice to each other. We are nice.
I just think that's very important. So even if I don't say something to you, I can be pleasant.
Yeah, but you say what you have to say to me. I think that's more important than being nice. Now, I think if I had to prioritize it, we want you to be nice. True. That's critically important.
Thank you.
Sherry Elliott, thank you. And those who S.R. Terrence is Terrence Sr. And thank you, man.
Oh, Smart Church.
Smart Church. Good. But, really important to talk because marriage breakup, as we all know, one of three things. She even had a conversation with somebody at the gym this morning about marriage breaks up.
It was more one-way conversation after he looked at my license plate and then he started to talk and we talked about why his marriage broke up.
There were three things. Everybody we talked to.
Number one, he said it was communication.
Communication, then sex and money. But communication is almost always first. That's why I say talk to each other. Have good communication. Then, as our Terrence said, I'm bad at body language. Got to work on it. Got to have good body language. Got to have good feeling. So she knows I'm coming in for a kiss. All right. So she knows.
But you can work. Now, what does that mean by body language? Now, let me just say, body language can be such as holding hands. So
yeah.
I'm a very private. So if you don't know me, you would probably say that I was standoffish and I was a snob. So I had to work at, but it was a conscious decision that I made because he would volunteer to hold my hand first.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I've got to be courageous and show him that I care, and I'll hold his hand.
Yes.
So that's part of body language too.
Yes.
So if you discover your spouse is the one who, likes holding your hand or likes touching you, then that might mean that they would enjoy the reciprocation of that. So I was willing to go outside of my comfort zone. And that's the body language that I developed.
She developed
so now
it.
I can hug, I can go back and I can squeeze his butt. I can walk back and squeeze his butt. He likes that. So I was able to move outside of my comfort zone to do those things that showed that I cared, that were not the words, but that was the body language.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we encourage people to make sure that you are actively involved in body language. Okay, we're going to talk about a few of the things. Dee, we're going to talk about the word stranded. Stranded, and there's a story here that we think is important for people to know about our relationship and
about building a relationship.
Yeah.
So we're saying stranded, and our intern actually asked us if we would talk about that this evening in relationship. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
In relationship to our being together. So stranded.
What's up, Lou? Lou just joined in. Hey, man. Thank you, man.
Hi.
All right. Go ahead. Tell us this story.
So there's never a dull moment in this relationship.
Never a dull moment.
So the word stranded is kind of like ordinary for me. So I was sharing that with our intern. Woo. All right. So stranded in terms of running out of gas.
Yep.
Stranded in terms of running out of electricity.
Come on.
And stranded even in terms of the plane leaving us, and we're stranded at the airport. Okay. So stranded with no gas should have been a sign.
A sign that this was going to be
of a crazy ride, or what was
going to be a wild ride with me. So we're dating. We're the
beginning of dating, and you have.
I think it's the first time I took you out. No, not the first time I took you out, but the first time.
In your little Volkswagen that I didn't know at the time did not have a gas gauge. So we're down in coming through Rock Creek Park, and I had
a gas gauge, it didn't work right.
Gas gauge didn't work. And I had
so I calculated how much gas I would always need.
And I had on my second-hand store fur coat, which meant it wasn't new. I got it at a second-hand store.
But it was not cheap.
It was still a fur coat, and it was from the second-hand store. Riding through the park, and the car stops. I didn't know what it was, but you had a gas can in the back of your car.
So
at least I had my little fur coat, and I sat there.
And I went.
And you walked to.
I walked up P Street and got gas and ran back down, put the gas in the car, and
then we went on. So that's number one, stranded. That should have been an indication of the kind of relationship
that
I was going to be in for.
No dull moment ride, baby.
Okay, then stranded. We'll just go to the next big one, which was at the airport. Because he's late.
Well, I was doing stuff. I figured I could get there.
The bottom line was the plane didn't wait for us.
I'm always pushing the envelope.
We're stranded at the airport. I didn't get upset. I just stood there as he tried to talk this lady into letting us on the flight where the doors were already closed.
And the plane was backing off. Yeah, didn't work.
And we ended up going to Philly to go to North Carolina. And we got in like maybe 4 or 5 hours later.
Well, it was supposed to be a 1 hour flight. We were supposed to be there. The flight was going to be from 7 to 8. Well, we got stuck in traffic because I was late because I said, "Oh, we don't have to leave." When she wanted to leave at 3 o'clock, I said, "It's way too early."
So the concept is stranded.
But we got there. I had to work.
Midnight.
I had to work away, but I worked it to get on a flight to Philly to do a layover to get to.
Then, most recently,
we
were stranded with no electricity for the electric car.
Woo! Yeah.
On the side of the road.
Yeah.
With the car squeezing by at 60-some miles an hour.
Yeah. Because I thought that the car had more than enough electricity to get to the charging station. And the car did not.
It did not. And when the car started beeping, pull over, he's going to wheel the car down the road.
You're going to make this 5 miles. You're going to get to these 5 miles.
I'm like, it's not working. Pull up. And we just made it around the curve to pull over next to the guardrail. So as the tractor trailers came around the curve, they wouldn't take the rear end of our car on. So,
stranded.
Never a dull moment.
But
so if you see a certain kind of behavior early on in your relationship, maybe you'd ask yourself, is this something that I can deal with forever?
Well, what was your answer?
It must have been yes.
It was yes, because she said yes. She said yes.
So, but I didn't know the kind of wild ride that I was going to be in for. But my personality has said, okay, I'm in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure this thing out and not be upset because there's always something. I would just be a nervous wreck.
Because it's always something.
Always something.
It's always.
So it comes down to how do you handle, can I say chaos?
Yeah, chaos is okay. Because I bring calm to chaos. It's like the butterflies.
What?
The calm to chaos.
You bring calm
to chaos.
You create the chaos.
Yeah, but it's like the butterflies that fly all around. They're all flying. What I do, because I got such a vision and such a determination, I get the butterflies to fly in formation. Now they're chaotic, but they're starting to fly in formation. So over all these years, we've been able to build a business, travel, go all around the world, have the book. Book is in a second printing. Again, if you want to get the book at half price, today's the day to do it. JollyMarriage.com. But I mean, we've been able to create all of this. Now we got television, we got radio. Because it's always something going on in my brain. It's just how my brain works.
I would say that's true. There's always something going on in your brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you said yes.
It's like the movie The Greatest Showman, which is one of my favorite movies.
Favorite movies.
In The Greatest Showman, the wife sings this song about I'm walking the tightrope with you.
That's right.
And that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Because we never know what is coming up next.
But I will say.
But we are in it together.
We're to get it together. And I will also say, if it hadn't been for my wife, I'd be having a prison ministry. Because she pays the bills, she pays the taxes, where I would probably, say, let's give it a shot. Let's try something new.
To be creative.
Unlike
the tax man is not creative.
No, she's always on every
2 and 2 is 4.
Every dot gotta be, every I gotta be dotted, every T gotta be crossed. She's a detail person. I'm flying by the seat of my pants, a coattail in the wind.
So the key is we have figured out how to enjoy each other.
Yep. And have fun in the process.
With the peculiarities each of us has. And you remind me of my peculiarities all the time.
That's right.
Which I proceed to ignore you.
Well, I tell her the truth that the word is anal,
I thought you were going to say strange.
No, anal. I'll give you an example. How we live. Thank you, Terrence. The laughter medicine helps you to live longer. Yes. Absolutely.
Laughter. I had to get that. I had to get it.
She had no sense of humor when we got married. None. So she was straight laced and I said, we gotta lighten up and tighten. It can't be tightened up. Lighten up, baby. Come on, let's get it on. I gotta get her to lighten up. And we did. And that's what we learned. Like.
How did you get me to lighten up?
Little things like what happened last week. She bought some grapes in a container. And I know she hates the grapes when you pull them off the.
They look like little skinny chicken legs. And I don't understand why anybody would have this whole bunch of grapes and individually pull the grapes off. It makes the bunches look ugly.
And she can't stand it. So when the grapes come in the house, she takes the little scissors and she goes over there and cuts all the little grapes off in a little thing. So I knew that this was brand new, and so I washed off the grapes, and then I left them in the container, and then I plucked some of the things off the little vines and left them there. And she came in.
And I knew that you did that.
She said, did you do that? I said, I should have taken my camera. I knew what it was going to be. That's how I just like to, move stuff in her closet a little bit, because I know that everything got to be in a certain place. Money wherever it is. You know what I'm saying? But that is the humor.
Yes, dear.
36 years.
Yes, dear.
Today. June 28th.
You got me to lighten up. Yes.
I came to Hampton, Virginia.
Yes.
Took her out for lunch. And on the way to lunch, I talked her into visiting the Justices of the Peace. Well, not even the Justice of the Peace, to the county courthouse, just to get information.
Yeah.
It was just an informational visit. It was just an informational visit, but we left married because I was selling. You got to sell them on your possibilities. Sell them on their dreams. Sell them on your goals.
So couples are selling each other.
Selling each other. That's one of the things we talk about in the book. How to sell your mate so that they see your way. I'm not going to argue with her. We haven't argued in 33 years.
So each person is selling. So you're selling.
You're selling me.
And you're compromising.
You sold me on making up the bed every day, did you not?
Yes, I did.
How'd you get me to make up the bed?
I said I'd give you sex for telling you to make up the bed. Is that selling?
Selling. I said, I'll make up that bed. I'll make up that bed every day. I'll make it up. Hook a brother up and I'll make up the bed.
Calm down.
All right.
So, selling and
compromising. When we interviewed Biddy and Dexter Clark, and they're in the book, they've been married for 45 years, something like that. Wow. But whatever. They've been married a long time. And we interviewed them when we were writing the book. And we said, they said it, we said, what's the biggest thing in y'all's success in marriage? And they said it like in stereo. They both said compromise. Mm-hmm. They didn't say, oh, yeah. No, it was stereo. They both said the same time. I said, wow, y'all both, they said, that we compromise. And folks, that's one of the secrets to having a great marriage. Compromise. I don't have to have my way all the time. She didn't have to have her way all the time. We give and take. My son came by today. William, who we love.
My sweetie pie.
This is a great guy. We just love our son. And he knows that, okay? He knows we love him. We never hang up a conversation without telling each other we love each other. I told a gentleman recently about one of the secrets to raising a great guy like William. He said, how'd you do it? I said, when Dee was pregnant, or when he was born,
breastfeeding,
she would breastfeed him. I would take the little boy from her and put him on my chest and burp him. Every night I do that. Every night and every morning, whenever she breastfeed him, I'd burp him. And I'd fall back asleep and I just burp him. And then eventually I get to put him in the bed, in the crib. Well, that continued until he 2, 3. And we developed a bond, me and him. And now he's 6'2", about 220 pounds. Big guy. He's bigger, much bigger than that. And if I'm at home in bed and he comes in, he'll still do that, laying on my chest. And we are best friends. And we talk about everything. And he's such a great guy. But we were talking today about how our marriage has been such a joy because of him and because how we communicate. We talk to each other. We don't argue. We give and take. This is something anybody can do, though, folks. You don't have to be a brilliant person. I'm obviously not. I'm ADD. I got all these ideas. I get stranded all the time, but she's patient. And she never says, I told you so. She doesn't say, she knows I'm going to figure out a way to get us out this mess, which we did.
Yes.
And each time.
But I also learned how to be encouraging that you could do it. So you will figure out a way to get out the mess. Yes. So I would never say, oh my God, what do we?
She said,
"You're gonna work it out.
He gonna work it out.
You're gonna work it out."
She'd say, "She gonna.
We're in it together.
We're in this together. We'll figure it out. We work it out, and we do what we do well. I do what I do. She does what we do. She does well, and we work as a team. We don't attack each other. We attack the problem, and that's one of the things we talk about in the book. Attack the problem together. Whatever it is, we attack it and not each other." Folks, these are principles for having a great, happy, exciting marriage. Let's see.
I think respect is still very important.
Yes, it's very important. We respect each other. Extremely important. Extremely important. So we're getting more and more people. But S.R. Terrence is on.
Love your.
I think he's on Instagram. Remember to please tell people that we're now broadcasting on new handles. We're doing everything on
A Jolley
Marriage. A Jolley Marriage Facebook Live, A Jolley Marriage Instagram. Tell everybody to join us 9 o'clock on Monday nights. But many people now are watching the replays. We had a lady call you said she was watching it at 3 a.m. in the morning.
That's right.
She was, and she said,
and so I'm in the midst. That was the lady that I followed up with the phone call, and I owe her information. So because she was interested in, because the regular series we're working on is Money and Marriage.
Right.
And she had asked information about that. And I said, oh, I'm going to email. So I'm still putting together some other resources to email her. So having said that, we'll be back to Money and Marriage next week. And one of the things that we were talking about, just kind of breaking down the miscommunication between couples or spouses as it relates to money, is first knowing what is your money personality.
Right. So
okay?
we talked about that. If y'all
so
get that
quickly, so you can go back to last week or the week before, when we said that there are basically 5 types of personalities as they relate to money: the saver, the spender, the investor, the indifferent, and the debtor or the gambler. I just changed the order because you know what? Now you can memorize it by saying 2S, 2ID. How about that?
That's so good.
No.
And you know, when she does creative
2S,
stuff.
2ID.
Speaking of creative.
The saver, the spender, the investor that I am becoming. Indifferent is what I was. I just thought money grew on trees. And then the debtor, which is also the gambler.
She's so smart.
Thank you, sweetheart.
She's smart. She's a smart lady.
Can we call
the debtor the thief? He said the debtor or the gambler is not a good position to have, because they are like a thief. And so,
but oftentimes the debtor, the gambler, they can't help themselves. So you're in. So you're spending, not like you're spending shopping. You're not doing that. It's like the money is disappearing and you just can't help yourself.
They got to
like gambling, you need to go to Gamblers and all.
They do know who need to go, because if you were a gambler and spending money out of the account, we would have to send you to some sort of help, because you'd have to get some help. So look, here's what we want to say to everybody. Listen, first I want to thank everybody for all the kind comments, all the nice notes we've gotten about our anniversary. Want to thank everybody. We want to thank Griff and TJ at Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell.
Thinking of us, yes.
Thinking of us today and giving us a shout out. We want to thank all Della Toro, who's called in from Costa Rica, and all the people from all over the world who've reached out to us. We thank you. Want to thank the people yesterday at the church where I spoke at. First in-person church in over a year. It was Calvert County Baptist Church where I spoke.
The first time I've actually been inside of a church building since March of 2020.
And tell them why you went.
I went.
She wasn't going to go.
Because he's my investment. How about that? Because he said, I am going. I'm like, you're going to speak in person? Oh my God. Then when I found it was an hour and a half away, I'm like, I gotta go. That's too far for him to speak. He lays everything out. He'll be exhausted, and there's a chance that he'll be sleeping tired on the way back. So I had to go. And I told him, I'm like, I am here because he is here, and I had to protect my investment and make sure he can get back home. Is that selfish? Huh?
But we had a great time. I want to thank
They were wonderful.
Pastor Deborah Chambers and her husband, Alan, for taking us to dinner afterwards. We had a great pre-anniversary dinner.
And everybody had their masks
and it was
on.
fantastic.
It was a wonderful first experience for me to be back in church. Everybody was so wonderful.
So we had a great anniversary kickoff.
We did have a great anniversary kickoff, and we went to Solomon's Island
for dinner. And the first time I've been to Solomon's Island for dinner. And
beautiful on the water.
Right on the water. So we had a great
time. It was wonderful.
So we had a great time. We're grateful for 36 years, and we're working to make many more. We want more people to have the situation. Make love, make money, make it last. And in fact, I'm going to be doing that Bible study on Wednesday night. It's online.
It's online. Bible study.
On ccbconline.org. ccbconline.org. 7:30 on Wednesday night. I'll be speaking for the Bible study. Look, couple of things. Remember that this book is on sale till midnight, half price. Anybody want to get it? You better get it now.
I like what?
Get multiple. That's awesome. Your spouse is your investment.
I like that.
That's right.
Thank you. I'm gonna write that down.
Well, you said it. I
gotta write it down now.
And so go get jollymarriage.com. One church bought 10 copies today. They're taking advantage of this. We don't do it but once a year, if that. This might be the first time we do it. Half price. Go get it. Tell everybody about the new social media and then share this. We want to get millions and millions and millions of people to improve their marriages. I go when we wrote the book.
It will improve your life too. You live longer.
Yeah.
Happily married people tend to live longer because you look out for each other.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. And I look out for you.
Got each other's back.
You got my back.
Health-wise and financial-wise.
That's
a whole nother story.
She won't let me eat everything I want to eat.
Week.
And she make sure the money is always saved. And as I said, if it weren't for her, I'd have a prison ministry because I would have maybe not paid my taxes on time. I would have done something wrong with the money. So she has hooked up.
You are a risk taker.
I am.
And I am more risk averse.
Yep.
And so we are back and forth and end up with a compromise in the middle. So I take some risk with you, and you are more conservative on some things than you would normally be.
Stranded. She was stranded a lot of times, but she hung in there with me, and I'm gonna make it worth her investment because I'm telling you, I thought I would get her a house. I said I'm gonna get her a house. If you live with my mom in my mama's attic, I promise I'll get you a house in a year. 1 year from that day, we got a house. Am I right?
Yes.
I said, you want a Mercedes? Bam! I'm going to buy you whatever you want. Just hang in there with me. So look, want to thank y'all. We are so grateful for all of you. Thank you for all your kind greetings.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Cheryl Johnson Foley, Sherry Elliott, the ones who we see. We know a lot more people. We can't Petra, people who come in every week. Lou, Olympia, we love you. One of the greatest wedding planners in the world.
And she has a wedding coming up.
Coming to her daughter.
2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks or 3?
Her daughter?
Yeah.
It's 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Okay, and then Terrence Sr., you know you our dog, man. Thank you. We appreciate y'all.
Wait a minute, that sounds like what?
That sounds like a book title. Your spouse is your investment.
I like that.
That's a good idea, Terrence. You might see that as a book. We give you credit, just like Delatore McNeil gave us this title. We weren't planning to call it Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last.
No, it was
the Jolly Tips on Marriage. And he said, I got a better title. So thank you, Terrence.
I like that.
We'll put you in there.
So if your spouse is your investment, you have to make a wise investment. That means you got to study it. Like I'm learning about value investing.
You know what I'm saying.
You got to study.
That's right.
To make that happen.
Well, thank y'all again. Thank everybody. Go and get the book, jollymarriage.com. Follow us. Stay connected. We will see y'all next week. God willing, and the creek don't rise. Will we be on next week? That's 4th of July, the 5th of July. I think we will. Okay, somebody's calling from the house.
You're going to say hello or something.
All right, so we will say it.
We'll be on.
We'll be on, so we'll see y'all, okay? God bless y'all.
Bye.
Bye.